Hi and welcome to this reading. This is a very impromptu reading and you have to excuse my neighbours outside with power tools, so hopefully they'll finish soon. I pulled a card. I was picking up some energy. It was coming through maybe last week and then I'd written some notes on it and then it was coming through again this morning. So I pulled a card. I've got the Justice card. I'm going to get an angel for you and I'm going to see where we go. Ariel. 46, gratitude and secret knowledge. Okay, perfect. This reading is about an Easter egg that I'm about to give you. And let's just say 46, gratitude and secret knowledge and justice. Balanced energy. Yeah, interesting, right? That's the Knight of Cups. That angel is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is the moon in Scorpio. Now, we're about to have a full moon in Scorpio on the 12th. It's the 3rd today of May. The 12th of May is the full moon in Scorpio. The moon in Scorpio is about death and rebirth, a new beginning, potentially a tapping into your spiritual wisdom. So somebody with a moon in Scorpio is highly, highly in tune. They can discern secret knowledge, and that's what's come through. I'm just going to grab, see if there's anything else I can get on this angel. So I've just had to look it up on my iPad. Those born under this angel's influence will have strong and subtle minds capable of new and subliminal thoughts. They will be discreet and circumspect. Ariel can procure revelations, will thank God for the good he sends us, discovers hidden treasure, reveals the greatest secrets of nature, and causes the object of your desire to be seen in dreams. Soul guardian for those born 3 p.m. to 3:20 p.m. Moral guardian for those born 4th of May. It's the 3rd of May today. The 4th of May, the 15th of July, the 25th of September, the 6th of December, and the 16th of February. Physical guardian for those born the 31st of October to the 4th of November, the revealing God. Okay, that's so interesting. As I said, oh, that's too many. I'm going to give you an Easter egg. Maybe. The maybe is, are you going to be able to use your intuition and work out, mastery, work out what I'm saying? Because I know what I want to say, but I can't say it directly. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on messages prior to a reading, hidden secret messages prior to a reading all the time in my life. Constantly, my brain is chatting and sometimes I just need to turn it off. I was getting these messages through a couple of weeks ago. Now, anything that I say in my readings, you need to take it to God. Whatever decision that you make is your responsibility, based on your intuition. I'm just the provider of information, but you are responsible for your own actions. Lots and lots and lots of Easter eggs and hidden clues in all of the readings that I've done. And if you've been watching for a while, you probably will quite easily pick up on what I am saying in this reading. Because I had a big ding moment when these messages started to come through. Yesterday I did a big reading about the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I was talking about Noah's Ark and lots of things that are aligning at the moment. And I've been pulling through messages about gold. Messages about Kalgoorlie, which is a little tiny town in Australia, which, and I don't know when, but went through this huge gold rush. All these people converged. The particular area where Kalgoorlie is very, very remote. And it has the highest levels of gold per square kilometre. I think that's how they say it. Established 1893. It's on the bottom of Western Australia. Kalgoorlie. Anyway, it has the highest, the most dense deposits of gold in the whole of the world, in this one tiny little town. Anyway, I was getting messages about gold, and I was like, hey, you know, and I mean, Australia is, you know, it's called the lucky country, you know, green and gold, even though if you look at the Australian flag, it's red, white and blue, because obviously there's a reference back to the Union Jack and our association with England. We use green and gold to also symbolise Australia. So Kalgoorlie is where the biggest gold deposits are in the world. So it's getting messages about this little town, getting messages about Calvary, as in Calvary on the cross, like as in Jesus. Calvary is the place of the skull, Golgotha. Luke 25:33. I don't know if there's a reference in that. These are just things I wrote down. Calaveras, Spanish for skulls, the Day of the Dead. Calvarite, which was also discovered there. That's fool's gold. Now, in Indigenous language, Calgary, and I'm going to butcher it, Calgary is called Kalkula. It's a Wongai word meaning place of the silky pears. I've been pulling through these messages in and around the 12 days of Christmas. 12 days of Christmas is about a gift that you're getting, an Easter egg that you're getting, meaning the place of the silky pears. And I was thinking of the partridge in a pear tree represents Jesus. It represents Christmas, Jesus' birthday, the virgin and child, birth and death, and a pregnant woman. So of course, as I do, I put it into gematria because I was like, what's going on here? Virgin and child, 934804. 934 aligns with prosperity and whale. 804, solar eclipse, Archangel Uriel. Uriel is the god of light, so illumination. And happy Easter, an Easter egg that I'm giving you. Pair, 146 and 240. 146 is apple, snake, and Korea, as in the country, not the Korea. Calvary, 1205 492. Black swan, red dragon, Bereshit, the beginning. Something that was here from the beginning. Australia was here from the beginning. And I was getting this head and tail of the dragon reference. In some of my readings, I had been referencing Adam is referenced in the Bible as red earth. When you think about Ayers Rock, red earth, this big red monolith that comes up from the ground. Kalkula, which is the Aboriginal name for Kalgoorlie. 422, unicorn, green light, blood moon. Kalgoorlie, which is the commonly known name, also aligns with Kalkula. They both share a number, 630. 252 and 630. 252 is the golden age and the hidden dragon. Maybe Ayers Rock being the head of the dragon and Kalgoorlie being the tail of the dragon, the hidden dragon. 630, green light, 911, Neuralink, 3 days, messenger, light bearer, and green comet. And then I looked up gold, 81 and 228. Noah, rich, and alpha. Alpha is the beginning. Bereshit is the beginning. Something that's been hidden there from the beginning. And again, please excuse the background noise. I don't know if it's a blower. Somebody trying to stop this information getting through. It'll come through to you if it's meant to. A couple of days after I got all those messages, something randomly popped up in my feed, a reader that I don't ever watch. I never knew who they were, and a psychic, and she was talking about a big gold deposit being found. The biggest gold deposit found ever in the world. And I thought, oh, well, that aligns with things I've been picking up on. So this morning I went and had a little look at the different mining companies. And there are things in there that are glaringly obvious to me. But that's where I'm going to leave it. Because at the end of the day, this reading is about you tapping into the information. I'm just laying Easter eggs. Tapping into the information and seeing what you can pick up on. And maybe it's not about, for example, buying shares in a company that you think is going to find this gold. Maybe it's the finding of gold within yourself by tapping into your spiritual gifts. Mastery. Balancing. Because when you think about the tail of the dragon, that's the south node. It's what you're walking away from. And that's what we currently are in. The North Node is in Pisces, which is going with the flow, going with the spiritual information that you're being given, and releasing control, releasing the need to know, releasing the previous ways, because the South Node is in Pisces. The South Node is in Virgo, releasing the practical ways that you used to make decisions on things. The energy around us. In terms of our decision making, the Fool, a new beginning, a rebirth in the way we look at things, what's happening in your 3D, Nine of Swords. That is important that card's actually come out, because you can't make any decision on fear or on unsureness. When you're tapping into your intuition, the right decision is made when you are in a calm space. Calm. And when you're in a calm space and you kind of let go of the outcome. Nine of Swords. What's happening in your soul? The Moon. Wanting to know the secret information. Yeah. Wanting to be illuminated. Knight of Wands, so that you can charge forward. Wanting to know the secret information. It's like the kid the night before Easter. Tell me where you hid all the eggs. The message from God. The Page of Wands. That's the card of the explorer, but pages are tentative. Tapping into your spiritual gifts is a skill. It's not about charging forward. It's about a balance of action and wisdom. It's Emperor energy, balanced Emperor energy. The outcome. That tells me it's about where you plant your seeds. The Eight of Pentacles is the Sun in Virgo. And we did have all those Jesus references, didn't we? The Sun in Virgo, that's my Jesus card. The Sun in Virgo and the Four of Swords. Healing after heartbreak. Maybe previously you've made decisions, split-second decisions, and you've actually been caught out. This is about, that's Libra. That's balance. My Sun is in Libra, so this is my Moon and this is my Sun. Balancing your decision-making process with what you can physically see, but what you can also spiritually see. The Lovers on the bottom. That is Gemini. That's Mercury. It's about how you communicate with yourself. Okay, let's have a look at this Fool. Yeah, Gemini again. How you communicate. Yeah, and how you communicate with yourself will determine your outcome. The Five of Pentacles. I want to say here, it's almost a trusting your intuition. And I know this morning when I went in, I went in and I had a look at the different mining companies that were operating there. Now, I have nothing. I have no understanding of mining. I have no idea about the stock exchange or whatever. I was looking at what things drew my attention that are synchronistic in terms of the messages that I've been receiving for my whole lifetime. Things that I align with. Because they're the messages that you want to listen to. You don't want to be listening to the messages that align with somebody else. You want to be listening to the messages that align with you. Otherwise, this is the Fool card. Otherwise, you're going to look like a fool. It's your messages. So yes, I'm giving you Easter eggs, but maybe the Easter egg I'm giving you is about how to tap into your own intuition. You can't, what's that saying? You can't measure your progress using somebody else's ruler. Meaning also too that you can't make your decisions based on how somebody else has done it. It's happening in the soul. Maybe you've done that in the past. Two of Pentacles. My gut's telling me this, but that person did it this way. The Juggle. It's about coming into alignment with yourself. The Ten of Cups. Into alignment with yourself. That's Mars in Pisces. Making a spiritual decision. Mars is taking action, but doing it from a spiritual stance. And that's when you get your Ten of Cups. That's when you get your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The Moon. The Nine of Swords. Mars in Gemini. That's somebody else's decision. Mars in Gemini. I say before, a balanced Emperor makes a decision, takes action based on knowledge, wisdom, and the action that they want to take. If they charge forward, they end up in a situation. The Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is also up at night. So if you are up at night, you are worried about something, make sure that, you know, I'm going through menopause. I'm 50 this year. I often wake up in the middle of the night. I can't go back to sleep. And like, I could just sit there. But what I actually do is I put on meditation music. I'm productive. I'm spiritually productive if I can't sleep. Page of Wands. Six of Pentacles. It's about balance. That's the Moon in Taurus. Aligning yourself with your spiritual gifts. Enlightenment. And the King of Wands. King of Wands also takes action. That's the Sun. And that's the Sun in Aries. Again, taking action based on the wisdom. But the wisdom that you get, not that you get from somebody else. So as I said, I could sit here and I could go, oh, this particular company and this particular company, and I wouldn't have a clue. As I said, I don't read anything. I don't know anything about mining companies. I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't even know how to buy a share in something. Seriously, I wouldn't have a clue. I know the things that caught my eye though, the Nine of Wands. But it's not about me. It's about you. The information. Mercury in Sagittarius, the information that comes to you. Three of Wands on the bottom. And Three of Wands is about new horizons. It's about distant shores. It's about opportunity. The opportunities that come to you through the spiritual wisdom that you get. But it's about clicking off from everybody else and tapping into you. Mastery. Higher self. Listening to your higher self. That's all I needed from there. My higher self told me to pick that deck up for some reason, because I don't normally. I've already got those cards there. But it's because that's on the bottom. I listened. Even though I didn't understand, I listened to what I was being told. Okay, this is going to be a quick reading, I think. A mystical new moon in Pisces signals an epic finale on the horizon. Pisces is about clicking into what you are being told. Right, I'm going to get some Scrabble tiles, letters and numbers in here. I'm going to give it a shake. It does make a little bit of noise. I'm going to shake it in 3, 2, 1. That's a lot. Okay, we've got a P and a 3, a G and a 2, a V and a 4, an R and a 1, an X and an 8, an M and a 3, a U and a 1, a C and a 3, an N and a 1, a Y and a 4, an F and a 4, a H and a 4, a Z and a 10, an S and a 1, and an I and a 1. Okay, 3 final cards, and then I'm going to leave you with this Easter egg. Partridge in a pear tree. Queen of Pentacles. Single, independent, free. That's because it's your decisions, your thoughts. King of Swords. Clearing away anything. Look at that. Clearing away, being independent in your own thoughts, and clearing away anybody that's putting, that's tainting your thoughts. In terms of the spiritual thoughts that you get, the world, mastery, completion, and the Knight of Pentacles. This is about Saturn in Capricorn. This is about the lessons that you learn about your spiritual gifts and how to tap into them and how to actually use them to enhance your future. Now, go back to this card here. What wants to come out there? The Ten of Cups. And the Two of Swords. Moon in Libra, that's hidden. Let's go back to this card here, because the other thing that I've been doing at night when I can't sleep is prayers of gratitude. Gratitude and secret knowledge. Prayers of gratitude, saying thank you for the spiritual gifts that I have been given, for the insight that I have been given, for the opportunity to master and align myself spiritually with the messages that are important for me. And that also includes the acknowledgement that if you make a decision based on some sort of spiritual knowledge that you are given, that you individually are given through your higher self, and you make a decision and it doesn't turn out the way that you want, it's because there was a lesson in that you needed to also learn. So for example, now, as I said, any decision that you make is your own. It's your responsibility. I'm not telling you to do anything, or, I'm just giving you the information that I was given. But if you go and make a decision and spend $10,000 on shares in a gold mining company in Kalgoorlie and you lose that all, then there's also a lesson in that. And you have to be grateful and show gratitude for that as well. Because in the cards, it's come out about decisions that have been made in haste because you weren't in balanced Emperor energy. Maybe this is a lesson in temperance. Did we have the temperance card? I think we did. Balance. Maybe it's a lesson in temperance in terms of holding off and not going charging in when you think you know something, maybe. Or maybe you'll never get the definitive answer that you're looking for. But do you get that in the real world anyway? Does the real world give you more of a definitive answer than the spiritual world? Gratitude and secret knowledge. Whatever is happening, whatever decision you're about to make about whatever, about anything, doesn't even have to be about this. You have to be grateful for the opportunity to learn whatever lesson lies within it. That movie, Fool's Gold. There might be a message in that movie. Gratitude and secret knowledge. Because at Kalgoorlie, there is also calvarite. There is gold, but there is also calvarite. And calvarite is fool's gold. Calvarite was discovered in America, in a city, I think, or a town called Calvarite, 1861, Calvarite County, California. Maybe this reading is about, maybe you thought the gold lay in America, but it turned out to be fool's gold, when in actual fact the gold is in Australia. I could say that at the moment, so many Americans are actually moving to Australia. So this reading may not actually even be about The mineral. It could be about the spiritual journey you're on. That's where I'm going to leave it. New York. Look at that. New York. Let me just have a look in here. Is it really? Interesting. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thanks so much for joining me. Nice quick reading, hopefully. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If the reading resonated with you, give it a like. Share if you like. Leave a comment. All the best on your journey, and I will see you in another reading.